about to get a snowstorm. Stay tuned. If you haven't heard the news, we're about to get a snowstorm. We don't really get much snow here in Tennessee, but this weekend, we're getting a lot of it. And you haven't seen much of me on the channel, but it's just because having solar in the winter kind of sucks. So there's not much to report on. System's fine. Been doing the same thing it's been doing. We're slated to get about, I'm going to say, maybe about a foot of snow. And this is the early stages of it. So this is going to be fun. Right now, I'm just kind of cleaning off or even wiping off the solar panels, but the system has been great. I'm prepared for it. I have a heater. I have everything that I need as far as the power part goes. But the panels have been doing great. They have not subsided at all. The system is running strong. I have more things on it. I actually have a fish tank now. And I have a greenhouse that I'm running off with solar. Let's look at the greenhouse. Actually, we got a few sprouts down there too. So this has been doing really good. This takes about maybe 100 watts to power. As you can see, we got some Barino lights here. Got a few sprouts. I'm growing some assorted roses. But we got a lot of power going through here. It's pretty neat. And as we take a look at the fish tank, in here we have some plecos and we have some blue dream shrimp. Can't really see them right now, but I'll take some closer videos and pictures of that. Looking grouped. So this is gonna be a fun one, guys. So we got about, looks like the storm is hitting right now. So probably got like another 2-3 hours of just complete snowfall, which is going to completely cover these. Right now, my batteries are at about 76%, probably 75. Now I am running the aquarium and the greenhouse all day long just to conserve on power a little bit. I'm probably going to turn the greenhouse off for the day. Obviously, I can't turn the aquarium off, so we'll keep those running. So, yeah, we'll do a little time lapse here. Let's talk about solar mounts. Why would you add new solar mounts to an existing array? I won't bore you with the product installation, but I'll put it up on the screen and leave it in the description where we got this mount. It was super easy to put together and it only took about an hour to have all of them up and running. Now, it's not the most sturdy constructed product, but if you're not in a windy place and it's below a fence line to protect them against strong wind gusts, this will be probably the only mount you really need. You'll probably want to add a cinder block or two to hold these down, but overall, this was a great, easy installation experience. Once the mounts were in, we repositioned the panels in front of the first row of the first 10 array that I have already set up. We tilted the spacing further down to get maximum exposure to the sun throughout the day. A small adjustment alone can make a noticeable difference in output. And here's the payoff. After dialing everything in, we started seeing production climb, peaking right around 6,000 kilowatt hours on a good sunny day. That's real usable power going back into the home, running appliances, charging devices, and reducing the reliance on the grid. Just by adding more solar mounts to my array, I was able to get up to 6,000 watts of producible solar energy at one time per hour. And also, we've hit a record high of producing 30 kilowatt hours in one day just by optimizing the system that we currently already have. So if you already have solar panels and you're wondering how to get more out of them, adding or upgrading your amounts is a smart move. It's not always about buying more panels. Sometimes it's about making what you already have work better. If this video helped you out, hit the like button, subscribe for more solar and tech upgrades, and drop your questions in the comments below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.